Hello everyone, I'm Madan Mohan. In this video, I'm going to show you how can you create your web page using Elementor. If you are here for the first time, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click on bell icon in order to notify about new videos like this.
You need to add that Elementor onto your website, onto this installation. What you need to do is just get into plugins. Whatever the new thing that you want to add, you will add it as a plugin. Just go to plugins and click on add new on the top. Here you'll have a search bar. Scroll down. Here you'll have a search bar. Just search with the name Elementor. Okay. This is Elementor page builder. This is something that we need to use. Here, if you observe, you'll have a button called update now. Why? Because I already installed this particular plugin on this installation. That is the reason it is showing update button. If you observe on the next one like this, for the first time that you are installing any plugin, you will see install now button like this. So just click on install now. You look for Elementor page builder plugin. Here you will find install now button. Just click on it. So once you clicked on it, it will get installed. Once it get installed, in place of install now button, you will see activate button. Let me show you. Like this, it will get installed. The process also you can see. Once it get installed, in place of this, you will see activate. So these two steps you need to follow if you want to use a plugin. See here, once it get installed, activate button. If you click on activate, then it means this plugin has got added onto your website. Now you can make use of that plugin. Let's go here. On the top, we have an option called pages. Just click on pages and you can see what are the pages which are already available in this installation. If you want to create a new page, there is an add new button on the top. Just click on add new. Now here it will ask us for page title, right? Now just enter the page title here, whatever the name of the page that you want to create. I'm just creating it on the name of testing. So just give the name of the page here, and on the right you have a publish button. So you need to publish the page. Unless you publish the page, this page will never be visible in the front end of the website. Front page, let me open it in a new tab. So this is how it is at this moment. If you want to access this particular page that you have created in the dashboard, this page has to be published. If you didn't publish this page, it will go into the drafts and it cannot be accessible from the front page. That means on your website. So just give the title of the page here and click on publish so that this page is available now to access. You have view page here, view page link here. Just hold control and click on view page so that it will open up in a new tab and you can see how it actually looks like. So this is empty page which is provided the title. Now you need to add content here. That content will be visible right from the bottom of this particular title. It will start from here. I'll show you now how to add the content. Now the page has been created. You should suppose to add, structure the page and you need to add the content. For that, you'll have edit with Elementor button here, right? So just click on edit with Elementor. It will open up a new screen. This is the place where you can start adding rows, columns and images, everything. Okay, this is what we call it as a page builder. This is Elementor screen. Now on the left side you can observe we'll have multiple widgets available. Whatever type of content that you want to add, for each and every section you will have widget available on the left. Keep this inner section, I'll tell you later. See, talking about heading, if you want to add heading to the web page, you can use this heading widget. If you want to add image, you can use image, videos, button, text. In a sense, this is for heading. This text editor is for paragraphs. Okay, on font size will vary. And scroll down like this, you'll have so many widgets available. Whatever the type of the content that you want to add it on your web page, everything will be available on the left side. You can just drag and drop over here and you can start using it. And remember, we are using this free version of Elementor. In Elementor, we have premium version as well. So whatever the widgets that you are seeing here, out of which few will be premium. You can see the lock symbol appeared here, right? So these are premium. You cannot use this. If you want to use these widgets, you should purchase this Elementor. But for now, let's go with free thing and make use of free widgets and first understand how to use this tool. Then you can decide whether you want to purchase it and all. Okay. Now, on the right side, you'll have a plus symbol here. So what is the first section that you want to create? Full width section with an image on it. Let me add a section first. If you want to add a section, just click on the plus symbol here. See this predefined rows will be appeared. See, this one is a full width, 2 column, 3 column, like this will have multiple sections. Now the first section I want is a full width section. Just click on it. Once you clicked on it, you can see a row got added here. Okay, this is how you can add a row. Once a row got added, you can observe on the left side options has changed. Earlier you'll have a list of widgets which are having all the widgets which is having in this particular Elementor, but now you can see other options come up. Why? Because you have added a row here. These are row related settings. Options, styling, everything are there. Background image, background color, everything you can add it. We'll get into it one after another. But just because you have added a row, you can see on the left side widgets has gone and this row related settings have got appeared here. Now what you need to add inside this row, I want to add an image. Now how would we see these widgets again? For that, just click on this plus symbol. Once you clicked on this plus symbol on the left, again widgets will appear. Now what widget that we need to take from here? Image widget, just because I want to add image. So just hold this widget, drag over here onto the right. Whenever you have that background color, drop it. Now you can see the widget image widget has got added, and on the left side again, just because I choose image widget, this widget related options will be available. And this is a dummy template image. If you want to change the image, just hover on the left side. Choose image option is here. Just hover on it. You'll have choose image button. Click on it. So if you have images uploaded on this installation on this website, those images will be available in media library and you can pick from this particular images. But if you are doing it for the first time, this media library will be empty. Why? Because it's a fresh installation. You haven't added any images. On that case, how can we upload an image? Just go to the first tab, upload files. Click on it and you have an option here, select files. Click on select files, then you can start importing images from your computer. Let's pick any image from here. I'm just picking an image from here so that image will get added into the media library. Click on insert media. See this, the complete, I want to add a section and inside this section I want to add an image. So this image got added. So to make these changes appear in the front page, if you observe, still it is okay. This is the page. Still it is only heading. So to make it visible, there is an update button on the left side. Just click on update. So the whatever the changes that you have made so far on this page will get updated, and you can go on to this, click on refresh so that you can see image got added. This is the first section. Now what should be the second one? Again, one more row, and this time I want to make it 2 column. First column should be video, second column should be a paragraph with button. Let's go back here, scroll down to see this plus symbol again, click on it. This time 2 column, select the second option. So now you can see 2 columns. That is the reason you are seeing 2 plus symbols. Instead, earlier in the first section, I have added only 1 row. That's the reason you have seen only 1 plus symbol. This time you have 2 plus symbols. So click on this plus symbol so that you can see widgets here again. And this time drag this video over here. Now video got added, but if you observe, there is a default video placeholder. I want to change to your YouTube video. On the left side you can see YouTube related video widget related options. Now you can see the link here. This is YouTube link only. So if you remove this link, you won't see this video here. What you need to do, you should suppose to add your video link that you want to add it here. Let's open YouTube, pick any video. Let's say I just open this, open any video that you want to add, copy the URL from this URL bar. There is URL bar here. Copy this, come over here, just insert this. This easy it is to integrate a video onto the web page. Once after adding this video, just click on update. Make sure you keep updating things, whatever the new change that you made, just keep updating it. Now I'm done with the first column. Let's go to the second one. In this second column, what I want to add a paragraph. Along with the paragraph, I want to add a button. Okay, let's see how to do this. This time click on this plus symbol, and as I mentioned, if you want to add heading here, on that case pick this heading, just drag and drop. Content has been added. Just because it's an heading, the size is very big. I'll show you now how to change the sizes and all one after another, but at this moment this is how it looks like. And you can observe on the left side this title related options are there. You can simply change this text. Okay, now just again, okay, now there is no plus symbol here, then how can we get back to widgets? If that is the case, there is a dice symbol on the top. You can see here there is a dice symbol here. Just click on it so that widgets will available again. So I just added heading here. Along with the heading, I want to add couple of lines, paragraph. Now just choose this text editor this time, drag, drop. Okay, now like this you can keep adding multiple widgets also, one after another in a single column or in a single row. You can add multiple widgets as well. Here you can observe we have 2 widgets added. I have added 2 widgets here in the second column. Now I'll come back to this section, how to change the colors, increase font size, everything. But before that, let me add one more call to action button as well. Let's click on this symbol again. There is a button over here, drag it, drop it. Now we have content ready. Now let me show you how to change this content. Now whatever the content that you want to change, just select that. If you hover on it, you can have multiple rows. Just click on it so that you can see this particular section got selected. Let's see how to change this text, I mean color, sizes, everything. For that, if you observe, we have 2 tabs on the top along with content. We are in the content tab at this moment. Let's go to style tab. Here you have options to change text color, typography. So many are there. We'll see one after another now. First, I want to change the color. Just click on this so that this color picker will appear. From here, you can pick which color you want to add it to this text. Let's say I want to add this color. I just pick this, click on side so that it will get disappeared. Now, next one is typography. This is the place, just click on this pencil symbol. Here you will have all the options to change the text. Font family. When I say font family, you might have an experience of using MS Word. While you're doing documentations, you'll be using MS Word, right? There in MS Word, the most popular fonts that you might heard as Arial, Times New Roman. So this font family is just to change the appearance of the existing text. Let me show you. Font family, if you click on this drop down, you'll have default font family. So many are there, alphabetical wise, A to Z are there. If you choose this Arial, see this. Observe this section. If while I'm changing this font family, appearance is getting changed. This is what you should supposed to pick which font family that you want from the list. Which one that you like, which one looks good. Based on it, you can change the font family here. And coming to the size, we'll have this slider. Just see this. Use this slider to make changes to the font size. Or else here we have up and down arrows. You can click on up arrow to increase, click on down arrow to decrease the font size. And what is mean by font weight here? Weight in a sense, how thin or how thick the font has to be. If you want to add a thin font, go with 100. See this, the thickness has been reduced. If you go with bold, it will look thick. Again, based on the type of the font that you choose, thin and thick will vary. For a few fonts, there will be much difference about thin and thick. See, the bold is like this. If you go with 100, see this. Now you can easily see the difference, thin and thick. Okay. Now text transform. You wanna go with uppercase, lowercase. Let's see. Uppercase text, lowercase, capitalize in a sense. In a word, first letter will get capitalized. So like this, you can make changes. So many are there. This is just like using your MS Word. So many options will be there. Styling, italic, slant text, everything you can change it. Oblique, italic, and all. And text decoration, if you want underline and overline, that means line on the top of the word. Line through, this is strike off. This strike offs we generally use it. You have actually using this line through in product pages where you'll have a sale price. Actual price is 1,000 rupees. Strike off. Now I am giving it for 599 rupees like this. So there you can use this strike off option. And the next one is line height. Between two lines, if you want to increase the space between two lines, one after, there are two lines here. If you want to increase the space, just use this line height option. Why the line height is adding here? In a sense, I'm changing line height for this particular widget, not this. So you won't see the difference here. You are seeing the difference only in this particular section. Why? Because see here the text is only one line, so you won't see much difference. If this text is in two lines like this, so the actual difference will be between these two lines, the gap will get added. That's what line height means. Let me reduce this. And the next option is letter spacing. Letter spacing is space between letters in a word. Let me increase this and see. The gap is increasing, and if you want to decrease, the scroll is to left. So this is how you can increase and decrease. This is all about typography related to a text. Text shadow. You can actually add shadows also. Shadow in a sense, you will have background with color. You can see the background. Now see the shadow got added. That is the reason it looks a bit blur with a background color slight. So that's what text shadow is. You can increase, decrease, you can change the blurriness, and you can change the colors also in the background. Now this advanced tab will give you more options for margin padding. This margin and padding is just for spacing. If you want, let's say you have two things here. If you want to add space between these two, change the text and this loro ipsum, you want to add gap between these two. On that case, I'll go with, you'll have four columns here: top, right, bottom, left. Now I want to add a space at the bottom of this particular change the text. So you just click on this link, and after clicking on the link where you want to add space at the bottom, right? So increase this value by clicking on this arrow, and I'll keep clicking on this arrow. You just observe the space here. What happens if I increase this number? Observe it on the right. You can see there is a gap adding at the bottom. This is how you can use it. What if I click on this one? Why I unlinked, in a sense, I want to add a space only at the bottom. I don't want to add space top, right, and bottom. That are top, right, and left also. That is the reason I just unlinked it to make use of only one column. If you link this and if you start increasing this, you can see that will reflected on all the four. When you want to add space on all four sides, on that case you can make sure it is linked, so that if you change one area in one column, that number will get reflected on other columns as well. So if you want to add space around four sides, you can use this. This is about margin. Now what is mean by padding here at the bottom? See the difference in general normal cases. Let me show you. If we add element again number here, again the space is getting added. Then what is the difference between margin and padding? Both are helping us to add spaces around it. Then why we have two? Because there is a difference between margin and padding. If it is a margin, I'll show you the difference. If I add a background color to that section, you can easily get the difference, but let me explain you first. Margin is for external spacing. I'll show you now what is external and what is internal. Padding is for internal spacing. Okay. So if you want to add external space to a widget, just go with margin. If you want to add internal space to a widget, just go with padding. Now how would I'll show you here. See, this is the widget that I am talking about. Now I am in a text widget. I want to add a space outside this widget. That will be a margin, and inside this that will be padding. But you can ask me now, there is no difference here. Even you are adding margin and padding, as space is appearing inside only, but it's not inside. I'll show you the difference by adding the background color. Let me add background color. It will be available here in background. Go over here, click on select background. Now you can see the difference. Why this background color has added just here? Why not this? There is a white space around it. Why not here? Why? Because it is a margin. This is inside space is padding. Whatever the space that you are seeing just between these two, color edge and this text, this space is called padding, and this outer space is called margin. Now let's go back to the same section. Let me increase the space and decrease the space and see where the space is getting added. You can observe outside space here. Space is getting added at the outside. This is margin outside of the section. Now let me add padding. Observe this, where the space is getting added inside. This is the difference between margin and padding. Now based on your requirement, where you exactly want a space, is it inside or outside? Based on that you can make use of padding and margin. Okay, now let's go motion effects. This is animations. You'll be seeing while you are scrolling down, text will be coming from the right, from the bottom, and all that. Animations also you can add it. There is a default animations available. Just click on something, see the text is coming from the top. You scroll down, sliding options also from the right up bottom like this. So these are effects, and you can even control how quick that has to move. Animation duration slow. normal, fast. And you can even decide in this time slot by giving time slot here like this. Okay, this is about animations. You can use animations for this video, for this image also. All these options will be available for all the widgets, not just for the text. Go with border. If you want to add a border for this, when I say border, a line around the widget. If you want to add a line around this text, that's what we call it as a border. First, you need to pick type solid so that you can have width and available. So here you need to give how much width it should be. Just increase the width so that you can see the border width is this much, but you don't want that much width. Just decrease this and make sure it looks like a border. This could look like a border. Now if you want to add color to this border, I don't want this color, I want to change it. There is a color at the bottom, just click on it and pick the color that you want. You can see the color is getting changed. I am picking one I want, right? This is border. Now if you observe, corners are sharp, edges to this border are sharp. If you want to make it round like this, see this button edges are round, right? If you want to make these edges round, that is technically called as border radius. So if you want to make it curve, what you need to do is, see this, there is a border radius available here. Same, just increase the numbers. All the four sides, if you want, you can go with this way. Observe the edges here. I'm just increasing this number. See the edges turn out to be curved. Now in case if you want to make only particular area getting curved and you don't want other part, you just unlink this and make any particular one. Right side I want to make it 0. Now we can observe this, and this time bottom also I want to make it 0. Not this one. Instead let's make this left one 0. Now you can see this design. So this is how you can play around and you can structure it based on your requirement. Let's go to other option called box shadow. That means you'll be seeing the sections will looks like that is on air. There will be a bottom, you can have a shadow, right? So if you want to make this in that way, that's what we call it as box shadow. Just click on it. See this, the shadow got added to this box. Let me change the color. You can see it in a better way. Is darker would be, you can see the shadow here. Let me open it in the front page so that you can easily see it. A refresh so that whatever the changes that we have made so far, those changes will get reflected. Now you can see the shadow here around this line. There is slight shadow here, right? Now let me change the positions. Just click on this pencil symbol, scroll down. You'll have horizontal, vertical like this. Let me do this so that you can better see the shadow. Observe on the right side. This is what box shadow is. Looks like it is on air. Let's refresh and see the shadow. Responsive. See the general meaning of responsiveness of a website. See, while we are talking about website creation, we'll be talking about responsiveness so often. What is the meaning of responsiveness? When I say responsiveness, irrespective of the gadget user is using to access your website. As a gadget, mobile phone, tablet, different screens, mobile phone with different screens, that means different sizes, 5-inch, 5.5, 6, 6.5. Irrespective of the type of the gadget, your website has to render properly. The content inside a page has to auto adjust based on the width of the gadget. Let me show you an example so that you can easily understand. For example, this is the case. I just open this page. Let me refresh. I just open this page on desktop. That is the reason I have two columns here. What if I open the same page on a mobile? Is it possible to accommodate these two one after another like this in the same way on a mobile phone. On a mobile phone, screen size would be in this size. Then how can we accommodate two one next to each other? That is the reason on mobile case, if you make this into mobile size, automatically the second column will go down. This first column will occupy full space and second column will automatically go down. That is nothing but responsiveness. So based on the width, that has to auto adjust. So this concept is called responsiveness. And don't worry, if you are creating a page on this Elementor, if you are using this Elementor for creating a web page, then all the elements by default will be auto responsive. Some edge cases will be there based on the type of the content that you add and the sizes of the images and everything. So some edge cases in some devices, there would be slight errors, but most of the time your website will be auto responsive for all the gadgets, not for the mobile desktops of different sizes, gadgets, other gadgets as well. Okay, now let me open the same in a mobile size. See this, this has occupied the full space and this text has went down. This is what I'm talking about. And here, see this is iPhone X. This is developer console. You don't worry about this. Developers will use this to test it out. Whatever the website they have created, make sure that has to be opened and all the gadgets. So they'll we generally use this particular thing. So you can have a predefined list here: mi phone, mi A1, larger screens, desktops, everything. So you can open it, click on which device you want to check, sizes and everything. It will be predefined set. And if you want to open it in an iPad, this iPad will looks like this, but it is just on 50%, so it looks a smaller screen. Let me go with 100. So if you open it in an iPad, it looks like this. So this is a preview. I just want to show you what is responsiveness is. So based on the width size, if I'm going with this phone, automatically it is going to the next row. And if you're going with the desktop, automatically it is taking other column. This is nothing but responsiveness. Just click on this plus symbol, this time open this, choose 3 column. So we'll have 3 columns appeared. Click on individual plus and pick. This time I'll go with icon. Okay, now I have added an icon here, and the same has to be added in rest of the 2 columns as well. Let's say you have designed this particular section and the same thing has to be added on the rest of the 2. You need not do it from the scratch again. You can directly clone this area. See, there is a pencil symbol. When you hover on it, right click, you can have duplicate button here. Click on duplicate so that this will get duplicated. Hold on this pencil symbol, drag it to the right. Again, duplicate, drag it to the right. So this will make your job easy. And update. Not just duplicating a widget inside a column, you can directly duplicate a complete row as well. In case, let's say, okay, I have added this row here. I want the same row again here. So again, you need not do whatever the changes that you made here. Instead, dots here, right? Just right click on it, duplicate. So that this row will get duplicated. Now I want to change the position. This has to come down just below this row. So hold this dot symbol, hold on this, drag it to the bottom and drop it. Like this, you can even change the positions as well. Now you can get to know about how to use margins and paddings. For example, this is your real-time scenario. Let's say you have created a page this way. Let me update it. If you open the same on the front page, it looks a bit clumsy, one after another. There is no spacing between these two, so it isn't that great. So if this is the case where we start adding spaces between these rows, let me show you. This is where we'll use margins. So just click on, so you want to add space between these 2 rows, right? So just select the row in the middle by clicking on this dot. When you click on these dots, you can see row related settings on the left side. Just go to advanced tab, same margin paddings will be available here. Now I want to add space between bottom and top. I want to add space on the top and at the bottom as well. So you'll have option here, just add the space. Now you can see space is getting added on the top and bottom. Just update it. Now this is how it was. Now let me refresh and see, it looks better now with some spacing. Same thing you can add it here as well, just because it is right below the image. For that, just go to the top, select the row, advanced settings. This time I just want a space at the top. Bottom there is a decent space available, so I don't want bottom space. So just unlink this, add space in the top. Update. Go here, refresh. This easy it is to create a page and add content into it.